Yeah, what's up? Are you listening to me and you want to be a professional podcaster or you want to get into podcasting? You're wondering the best place where you could host your podcast. I bring you good news because Anchor FM, that's anchor.fm, is the best place where you should put out your podcast today. They'll help you produce it and market it. And even get you sponsors. What are you waiting for? Host your podcast now at anchor.fm, anchor.fm.
Using the phone lines, the number to call is 090-7000-1049, or you can send us a message using WhatsApp to the very same number, 090-7000-1049. But first of all, let me head on now to Simeon in the studio. Simeon, financial prudence, talk to me.
Wow, Bobby. I think if I say I think, yes, that's I'm not trying to be wholesome. You don't look at I'm an embodiment of knowledge.
Okay.
When it comes to finances, especially managing our finances during this period, we know very well that the festive period is a period packed up with activities, like a whole lot of activities. And when I mean activities, activities are always linked to our finances. Yeah. Because you have to during this period, a lot of people are going to travel. You're going to book air tickets. You're going to come back home.
Exactly.
Then you're going to see your extended family from your paternal, your maternal, then by extension your wife's or your husband's family, then your relatives. In short, it's always packed up activity. Then a lot of companies holding their their end of the year celebration, then organizing activity. A lot of activities going down, and in the course of this, a lot of people tend to dole out money. And when I mean dole out money, they are not prudent about how they spend their money. I'll speak for myself. I think sometimes I have this penchant for being very exorbitant. Sometimes, I could walk into a mall maybe during this period and you may just want to buy toothpaste and a toothbrush, and you see yourself carrying the two baskets,
especially
unplanned for. You have it packed up, and you ask yourself, how did we get here? How did we get here? So it boils down to how much we can see how we could manage our finances during this period, because like I just used myself as an example, there are a lot of people out there who have no structured who have let's like the government will sound an appropriation bill, something that you project and say, we're not saying this is how you're going to spend it, but at the end of the day you may say you want to spend 1 naira, but you end up spending 2 naira. But we are saying that you should be more cautious and be more prudent, because if you look at December, like I said, packed up with activities, at the end of the day you get into the new year. The first quarter of the year is always a very difficult year. And besides being difficult, January alone is like another 365 days on its own, because you have exhausted all you had in December. Yeah. You're coming to the new year without salary, waiting to earn it at the end of December, which is it's not up to the 30 days, 28 days, and it's so long. And it just says that we have to see how much we could plan ourselves, structure our spending, be more prudent, and don't have that penchant like me sometimes to want to spend, because I think this period the temptation is always there. You want to spend money. You want to spend money. Sometimes in this part of the world where we tend to we spend to impress. And this is a period where I always have a problem with people who say, I must make money. You had all the time to make money. You wait till December to make money, then get the cars and come out and spend the same money in just few days. And going back with absolutely nothing.
Let's talk about spending money. This is the festive season, which is so characterized by showing of love and exchange of gifts, or let me say sharing of gifts. And these days we have people who tell you what they want for their gifts. You hear a girl tell you, I want both straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you hear a girl tell you, or a lady tell you, I want so phone for Christmas, removing the element of surprise from this gift. I'm going to be directing this to Cyril now. If you found yourself in that position as a man, I'm saying in general, don't put a financial limit to yourself. Whether you're being paid high or you're being paid low, would you go out of your way, to please somebody who's maybe, I don't know, a girlfriend, wife, something, knowing fully whether you have other things you would want to get, or you have plans, or you have a target to meet as a man?
Okay, thank you, Bobby.
Don't thank me.
Okay. As a man, okay, let me take myself for as an example. Just like Simeon said, you find yourself going to supermarkets. You want to buy 2 brush, or you want to get probably just 1 toothpaste. Okay. And you find yourself going out of the supermarket with
quite a lot of things. A lot of
probably
products.
3 bags.
3 bags.
You might even be pushing the trolley. You understand? Yeah. So the thing is, we just have to be financially disciplined. Okay. No one is saying you shouldn't buy. Okay. But don't just go out of your way, because sometimes you find out that after spending this money, when you get home, you start regretting it. You start regretting, oh, why did I even buy this thing? Do I even need these things? Okay. So you just have to discipline yourself. That's actually what I feel, because if you start buying to impress, bro, whoever you're trying to impress, another person is trying to impress that person. You understand? So why is stressing? Just be you. Just do what you want to do, what you feel like, okay, this is it. Just like you said, now Bone Straight this year now.
So Bone Straight season. People have bought Bone Straight.
Last year it was women hair, now
everywhere.
It's Bone Straight. So next year, where's it going to be?
I don't know.
Bomb Street.
Really? No, it's actually funny, because now this season, now everybody's going Dirty December. Dirty December. My Dirty December is not complete. Now, just like Simeon said, you had all the time to make money. You waited to December.
You made the
start making your money.
No, she's saying you had made the money.
Okay.
Like you've made the money only for you to spend
it
the entire money
just one day
because of December.
In a week, you've spent something you could have invested and earned.
Well, if there's one thing I picked from what you said don't spend to impress, and we're going to be looking at some habits for you to achieve financial stability this period. Basically, we're just going to be giving you tips. It's the festive season. We don't want to do so much talking. We just want to tell you how you can save your money and still, stay afloat when you get to January. Because I've noticed January is kind of very difficult for people. You have people who have borrowed money or loans, from banks and what have you, just for the festive season, for the flights and transportation, to cook Christmas rice, only for them to begin to pay back January, February, and things begin to get really difficult. So number 1 on our list is create a monthly budget for yourself. Now, live within your means by creating a budget in the beginning of every month. Stick to this budget and avoid overspending on unnecessary items. From whatever amount you take home each month, save at least 1/3 of your monthly take-home salary, to ensure that you do not overspend. Practice self-control and ponder if you really need to buy that expensive phone or the latest party dress. I'm going to take it again. To ensure that you do not overspend, practice self-control. People think self-control. Nobody thinks of self-control when it comes to finances. Self-control, where everybody believes that attitude, don't be angry, you should have self-control. But you've heard it say that, man, there needs to be self-control in spending the money that you have. For example, someone is telling you, I need this, and then you're just trying so hard to please. Or let's say the guy, maybe there's an event coming up. I've seen most people, spend so much to buy a dress for an event, to sew that dress, and then you find out that these people actually have plans. They're like, no worry. Or people who spend money on alcohol, I happen to know one. You understand? Look, with flex, forget tomorrow, how far, anyhow way it be.
People rent clothes.
It go come. Thank you. It's not renting is even too. Spending huge amount of money, just to have fun for that moment.
Yeah, Bobby, this draws me back to something. I know. It's something I think I know already, but it has hit my face. It has come to the limelight. Like, there's something somebody told me something recently. Said there is no age to peer pressure. When we talk about peer pressure, people feel you are talking about the
young
teenagers
ones,
and all
teenagers,
that. Even as old as people who are let's call them the what do you call them now? Generation X, the 50s and above. They also get pressured to also see how they could impress people. And my worry sometimes is in this climb, it's quite different from where the way they do it abroad. Okay, they you see them they save as much as they can save during the course of the year. And what the least they do is they travel, take a break, you know, relax, go to the beach, and spend that moment with the family. All they buy, they budget their finances around the family, because I believe they see that period as a period where they should unite, come together, sit and have that family moment. You know, people staying off their phone and staying off social media, wanting to have that physical relationship, not the your video calls or your So it gets to a lot of persons. And when I say it gets to a lot of persons, I'm talking about the men, for example, because you are trying to see how you can you measure yourself with your age grade and say, Chukwemeka is coming back, or his kids are buying vehicles, they are coming back to the country at this December, so you need to also do something to see how you can impress yourself. Then you now go to your what do you call that, your what do you call their savings. There's this let's talk about their savings they've been doing over the years for whatever they've planned for, and you see them dipping their hands where they should not, just to exhaust it on just a few days. You know, there's nothing worse than living with a short-term regret, because I'm sure at the end of the day you're going to regret it. Even while you are spending, you're already thinking, I'm already spending this money on something. People you did not budget for, you know, you see them coming and you are exhausting what you really. I remember when a friend of mine came back from Russia. He did come back with a lot of money, yes. But how much is enough money to go around? People you've not seen in years. You have your village people, they are there. If you don't give them something, they will not, it won't sit well with you. It will look like, okay, he has been living his life all abroad. What has he even achieved? You know, you are trying to impress. You want to tell that, yes, I have done something. I just got back. So you have to deliver. You know? So that pressure gets to, you just go back and automatically, regardless of your age, everybody.
Yeah, you owe everybody. So that actually, there is this mentality that guys always go around with. Money go come. Money go come. I bet more spend. Anyhow we go show. Now that mentality, actually, I would call it that's too.
It's too narrow. It's too shallow. You know.
Like, don't think that way. Now I remember some weeks back I was planning to buy 2 phones. One Android and one other smaller one.
And your studio equipment too. I know. I remember.
Thank you. Now I remembered I needed studio equipment for my.
Then Lisa called
for my podcast.
I have a price for it. I'll
so you understand. So I remember that I was like, okay, no. Inside these two, which one is more important? Phone can always come.
The thing is that we always know
this one is what I can use to make money.
Yes.
So why don't I go for the one that I can use to make money? So that's how it should go. You shouldn't just say, okay.
You have to prioritize. You have to prioritize. Yes. You figure it out. Get the first things first. Get the other things last. But like I always say, make it list. If you're trying to get, you have a target. Make sure that what you've tried to achieve is at number one. Every other thing can come up as others. Well, that's what we're talking about today. Basically, we're giving you tips on how you can manage your expenses this festive season. We're not going to be talking much. Well, just in case you want to join the conversation, have you found yourself in that position whereby you have to spend to impress? You have to spend money on this girl. Because you're trying to get her to like you. And I mean, it's Christmas. You're going to be receiving a lot of calls. If you're a guy that spends quite a lot of money, you're going to be receiving a lot of calls from ladies.
I don't pick calls.
Yeah.
I don't pick calls.
Yeah, bro. I'm not saying you should avoid.
I'm not avoiding. I don't pick calls.
I guess we should even reduce the way we pick calls.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you should avoid these ladies or these brothers or these people from your village. But have you found yourself in that position whereby you're spending money and you are like some people might say losing control. You're losing control. It just keeps on happening over and over again. You have a target and you are not able to achieve this target. We are here to help you. Yes, it's the men's chat room on the Rich 4.9 FM. All you have to do is pick up your phone and send us a message using WhatsApp to the number 090-7000-1049, or you can call us and pick your calls, address your issue live in the studio. The number to call is still 090-7000-1049. Today we're talking about financial prudence. Basically, how to manage yourself. Just in case you don't know what financial prudence means, maybe it's a big word. It basically means planning well in advance and investing in areas where you can expect high returns. That's what we're talking about today. Basically investing in yourself, having better use of your money. Let's talk about investing in areas where you have higher returns. Well, for me, if I know there are things you do for the festive seasons. I don't know if you can spend for the festive season and expect a return in any form? Is there anything you can do that?
Is it business-wise, right?
Business-wise.
I think I'll always use myself as an example. I try to see how, it's not prudent to get, not to have a return on investment, or when your what's it called, your expenditure exceeds your income.
Yes.
When you spend more than you receive. So I think it's a period where there are people who come to spend the money because they have money to spend. Okay, they always spend because the money is always there for them to spend. They care less about it. But there are those who look out for opportunities. They see it as a period where they can cash in on what people want. What do you want? They look at heads and say, what do you like? I did something 3 years ago. I did a what's it called? I invested in poultry during that period. I invested quite early, and I'm sure I was able to get a return, because even during the 24th night and Christmas Day, I didn't go to church. I was on the road.
Wow.
I was on the road. I was moving from Port Harcourt to Owerri, and I was just back and forth. And it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. I used to keep myself busy. I didn't spend so much, in that sense. I didn't spend so much. And there are a lot of other things we could always do during this period. Like I said, it's a festive period. People are doing a lot of things. Like you could even go about organizing a show.
Yeah.
People would definitely come out. I know it's the year of the pandemic.
It's the year of the pandemic.
Year of the pandemic. So at least you could still, I've seen people organize shows and all that. But one of the most common things people do is event planning.
Yeah.
You would definitely make a lot of money from event planning during this period, because people always want to go for events, family events. It could be companies, different firms organizing events. There are people who would always organize events, so you would always definitely make money from that venture.
Going into event planning, you can go into DJing if you have the the art, you have the experience. Go into painting and graphic design, gift baskets. It's Christmas. I'm talking about things that are in relationship with this festive seasons. I feel like before you begin to spend money, you should have a way of making the money that you plan to spend and making money after you have spent. But we have a call coming in. Hello. Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is David. I'm calling from HQ.
You said your name is what? Okay, you're going to have to do well to call us back. The number to call is 09070001049. Yes, we're throwing the question to you. Have you found yourself in that position where you feel like you're not spending your money wisely? I'm not so much talking about men now, but I'm talking about the women. Have you found yourself spending to impress someone, or you have a target, that has to do with your finances, and you're not just reaching that target, and to be very honest, when it comes to money, it's not like your village people do you. You can always put a finger on what is eating your money.
You definitely
you can keep proper record.
Yes,
that's the truth. Like I used to be in that position whereby I receive such an amount of money. I have 100,000 there, and bam, it's like 8K, and you ask yourself how. Do you understand? Like how? And and technology has made it so easy for you now that you have technologies that if you spend something, you have applications whereby if you spend, you just type the exact amount, just type it in there. At the end of the month, it does it, calculates everything for you, shows what you had before and how much you've spent. You understand? So you could able, to judge yourself and say, man, I'm not really using money wisely, you understand, and becoming the bad habits, and then you try to stop. And that's what we're talking about today: habits for financial stability, financial prudence, planning for the future. The first thing I told you was create a monthly budget for yourself. Now, the second one is make buying decisions on the value you get. For example, if you are planning to buy a house or a car or a motorcycle, your decision should be based on the value you get for the same over its entire lifestyle. Now, it is ideal to plan the amount you are comfortable spending on the purchase and then look for options that fit into your budget. When making a buying decision, do take into account the residual value that you will get when you sell the house or vehicle. Opt for an asset which gives a higher residual value. This allows you to enjoy the asset and get a healthy return when you decide to dispose of it? Simeon, I know you're into real estate. You're into quite a lot of things that involve selling stuff. And now we're talking about making buying decisions on the value you get maybe after some time, because there is sometimes things depreciate. You know?
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about this?
When we touch on this, I always like to narrow it down to Nigeria, for example, because we are in a country where you cannot have one source of income to survive. Okay, I believe anywhere in the world you also do not, but here you have to be you have to put your hands in different places to see how well you can sustain yourself. You know, especially when you have a family. You know, because the demands are always there. It always comes. One thing I've tried to do in recent times is people say I am sometimes very pessimistic, but I don't think it's the case. I save for what's it called for health reasons.
Okay.
You know, I've had that experience where a family friend was really down and there was no cash to actually take care of that of the expenses for health reasons, and I was able to use mine at that point in time to do that, because when you think of always exhausting what you have without having reasonable savings, nobody's saying, because okay, definitely at some point we all leave this world, but we have to make do of what we have presently. So you must see how much you could touch on different things, and the reason is this: if option A is not giving you as you expect, just like dollar fluctuates in this part of the world, it's unstable. Why some people are getting it, some people are praying this, it stays that way so they can always benefit from it. Why some are also praying it should go down so they can be able to sell their goods and continue their business. So in that sense, it's always good to see how we could create a balance. You know, when you are here and you are there and you are there and you are there. If one is not really giving you a return on investment, you can always delve into one. Like what I do sometimes, I say sometimes real estate is a seasonal business. You don't always get it all the time. Okay, you could cash in one in 1 month and the next month nothing comes in. So in the course of that, while that is not booming, what do? You have to seek an alternative. Maybe you want to try agriculture like I do. Okay, you have to switch. Like this period, okay, the products are not really there, as such, except for those who did planted those what's it called, planted crops with a longer span of to cultivate and harvest, like cassava and all that. You could try your hands on that, because the summary of it is humans are always in need of something. So you always look out for some people. Always want a product. Gandhi said, if you cannot produce, do not also consume.
Okay.
So you must produce what you should consume. Look at what people want outside there. People always want something. You can even try, just like social media at this point. People want to sell their stuff online.
Yes.
A lot of people do that online. They're already shouting. Yes. They do that online. So it's a means. That period they're using to chat irrelevant stuff. You could also invest it in looking out for something, no matter how small. You know, there are people who still do. No matter how small it is, but you would be surprised. Yeah. At how much people take home in a day. You'll be surprised. Even if it's 100, 200 naira, it is something. In the long run, it may not be as big as what you want, but for somebody, it's worth something.
Okay.
All right. I just wanted to add to what he's saying.
This shot.
Right. Now, for the social media, now, for past 2-3 weeks now, trends have been coming around. Now, I'll mention a price, but you think it's small. But I will not tell you how many days I have done it.
Okay.
I've been doing 1,000 naira trend for the past 3 weeks. Like going to 3 weeks now. Now, calculate 1,000 naira. Not that all of them are 1,000. There are some for 1,500. There are some for 2,000 naira. Yes.
Wow.
Now, calculate 1,000 naira or 115. Let me even put it to the smallest, 1,000 times 14 days.
That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
Okay, people are really cashing out. You think people are not cashing out? People are cashing out. Now, I have a friend. He worked with Access Bank.
Okay.
He has been working with Access Bank for more than a year. All of a sudden, just last week here, he told me he stopped. I was like, why? He said, guy, I'm being paid this amount. Yeah. But I found out that at the end of the month, I'm even spending more than I am paid.
Yeah.
I'm not like, so what? He said he resigned. What are you going to now? What are you now going to do? He said he's going into farming.
Okay.
Farming. Okay, I thought about it like farming. But on a second thought, man, that guy really made a good decision.
When people hear farming, they be like, okay.
Yes, when people hear farming, they'll be like, farming.
You're going to carry whole and
carry whole.
you know?
But the real thing is this, man. Farming pays. It pays a lot. So don't. Sometimes some people get too big. They say they are too big to do something.
They are too big to make money.
Make money, that kind of thing.
Dangote is a farmer.
Yeah,
that is the thing they don't know. Okay,
talking about being too big. It brings me to our next point: avoiding impulse purchase. Now, don't indulge in any impulsive buy or try to curb extravagant habits as much as possible. Compare products from different shops and see what they have to offer. Do you understand? Now, most Diodogus, you walk into and do you know the shocking thing that this thing actually causes inflation? Because once I see that you are able to buy a certain a product, at high quantities or at high amounts, why shouldn't Simeon be able to buy that same thing? And then because of that, the price stays. But when you tell me, okay, I want to buy this shoe, and you tell me, the shoe is 45,000 naira, and I know fully well that the next shop I might be able to get it for 40. You understand? 39K. You understand? I should probably check, but most people don't check. I've gone into supermarkets, just on the same line. You go here and something is about 200 naira different from the previous supermarket, but still somebody is buying it. I'm like, why? I know you have so much money to spend, but no one said you should lavish money like that because you have the money. And it's something I've seen happen here in Owerri. It happens on a regular. I mean, the prices are not the same. You go here, is this, you go here, is that, but it's actually the same product. It's not like that you're buying money for quality. It's the same product. It's 200 naira difference. It's 300 naira difference. People don't even want to check anymore. They
I think people place premium on location. You go to a place because it's looking very fanciful and very everything is just that you feel that yes, whatever I buy here, it's worth the value. It's not expensive. It's original, and that's the concept that most entrepreneurs use in cashing out. I don't like to call them capitalists, but most entrepreneurs they use in cashing out. And in that sense, yes, I always like to narrow things to this part of the world, and it gets to a lot of people. I don't know if maybe people who don't really reside in the area. I know most of them are back for the holidays, and if you cannot afford something that is bigger than you get to a mall, for example, and everybody is paying, and you be like, normally I know they buy them for Lagos like this or Abuja. No. It's okay to go back home. Come on, you don't need to go out of your way to, except it's very, very important and you have no other alternative. It's a different thing. I try not to, because at the end of the day, I don't know who you are trying to impress. Because when you go home, and you go suffer the brunt. No, I've seen it here where guys walk into malls and they spend exorbitant because they are trying to impress somebody who's around. And I'll be like, I always say it. I don't be a boy, I be Lagos boy. I go price them first before I go pay. I don't just give you money and say, don't look at me that way. Don't look at me that way. I will price.
Sometimes when you go to some shops and you price, they'll be like, why are you?
Serious, there's nothing about being honest, Bobby. I like to be honest. If I cannot afford it, I'll tell you I cannot afford it. And it's prudent enough. I will work out. But I wouldn't wait to say, because people are buying it. If I work out, how would they? Because when I buy, they will not go follow me, go my house, go follow me mourn or cry. So it's just something which, like while you were talking, I raised my hand up. Financial prudence. I know I can be very. I have that penchant, like I said, penchant for being exorbitant. I could go to the mall. I would want to buy, just buy body cream or buy lotion or something, and I end up saying, man, see that sneaker's fine, or that's learn to. I'm talking to myself as well. Let's learn to discipline ourselves and say, okay, let's cut on. Just focus. As I said, if I want to do something, sometimes I just say, take my ATM card, go and buy me this. I know I'm not going. You can't spend more than what I've asked you to get. So you get me that, and you come back. I know how to. I try to discipline myself. So in that sense, people should learn to be more prudent.
Yeah, and let me tell you something that will shock you. Don't think that buying in bulk is buying cheaper, because you might be lured with the various offers by different supermarkets that tend to motivate you towards buying or bulk buying. Impulse purchases will leave you regretting in a couple of days when you see better offers and the same product available at a cheaper rate. So it's going to bust your brain. Like, this one is that. Let me buy plenty. That goes on like, oh, this is not 200 for you. I'll just buy 500. I just buy 10. No, you understand? So you might just do crazy and. But we have a message here saying that thanks for this program. I'm Charles from Owerri. I have an issue. I created an account for my next year investment, but the fact now is that my normal account doesn't contain anything much for now, and I have some people telling me, Hope, I'm going to show them love.
Hope I'm going to show them love this season.
Okay. And I have some people telling me, Hope I'm going to show them love this season. You see, that's the thing, because it's the Christmas period, and everybody's like, take me out, come and do this. Trust me, people can be very selfish.
Bobby, let me tell you, there was in 2011 on Christmas Day, I ate yam and beans. That's what our cook gave us to eat on Christmas Day. He said he's trying to teach us how to be disciplined. It wasn't his money, but he was saying that we have to learn to manage because he was also thinking of his salary in January. Be like, let me try to cut down. Yeah, just like Charles said. Yeah, that brings me to mind. People should learn to invest as well. If you know you are not prudent enough to what's it called, to control your spending. Yeah, there's nothing wrong in opening. There are so many platforms where you can invest your money on a short-term basis. You could be saving even if it's 1K every day. Just do 1K. Transfer it from your account to... Like Charles said, he doesn't have any money in his main account. You are saving for the future already. Yeah. Because in general, you will not have much to worry about because even if you have exhausted everything you have now, like by showing love and all that, by January, you can fall back to something. Because if we do spend all we have now, we will now go into the habit of going to pick up loans, which are also going to be very exorbitant in terms of return. on what's it called, the loan returns when we are going to return back these loans to whatever financial institution we got them from. You would pay double of what you actually collected. So in that sense, people should learn to see how much they can save. There are people who are very disciplined. I have a friend, she is so disciplined that you could give her money to keep. Even if you go out with her, she will tell you, this is what you said you want to spend. This one you want to buy. Is it
part of it? Thank you. What are using it for?
There was one particular time I didn't want to spend much. Yeah. So I broke one of my ATM.
So that you will not withdraw. There are actually places you stay in where and you end up spending much.
There are POS everywhere.
Yes, there are POS everywhere.
Not just POS. There's shawarma, there's pizza,
like
chicken, supermarket. You just once you open your door,
I don't want to.
I'm very sure. Guys, I bet you stay there, you will spend money. Like you will not understand how it's happening. And man, if you're living along those places,
it takes a lot to be very disciplined in terms of spending.
You don't get money back.
It takes a lot. So let's not try to impress people. Yeah, because January is very far.
It's very far. 3 months in one.
Very far. But before January, let's take advantage of the festive seasons, and this is another point. Take advantage of festive offers or seasonal discounts. Now, when purchasing daily necessities, or for big buys, the ideal thing is to wait for festive offers and make the most of them. Festive offers usually help you purchase at cheaper rates. For instance, we have a supermarket that offers huge discounts on every product. You can make the most of your purchase and save from the budgeted amount as well. All you have to do is scout through different shops or online shopping websites to find the best deals and offers available for your purchase. It is ideal to wait for an offer than to make an impulsive purchase. And yet that's the truth. It's the festive season. Most people want to cut prices. If you go online, there are some websites, I don't call name, some online hubs where you could go, you say, okay, fine. Previously this shoe was for 25k, but now they are selling it for 19k, and you have, it's going to run from December 10th till December 27th. You understand? So search for these things. You buying things at discount rates doesn't mean you are poor to afford the real deal.
The rich even buy at discount.
Exactly. It's basically you just being smart, jumping on the offer and saving yourself the extra cash.
Well, Bobby, for me, like if you're talking about this online buys that with the give discount, I think there are so many of them who are very credible, but at the same time, there are also those who are not reliable because what you demand may not be what you get. So that's why sometimes I prefer. Let me go and see for myself.
But basically, I was just giving an example.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
even supermarkets, do have.
You know why I said products. This. If you go on a platform like IG, for example,
okay,
I've seen a lot of people complain about vendors not giving them what they actually wanted.
Okay,
do you understand? And in that sense, someone like me would say, no, let me come to your store and see what I want and pick it up for myself, because what you see in the mirror is just it's more like a reflection. It's not what you actually want to what you see, because at the end of the day, people project these things and try to fine-tune them online and make them look like, oh, this is what it really is.
Yeah.
When you get them in the physical sense of it, when they deliver them, you be like, this wasn't what I asked for now.
Yeah.
So they are very credible online platforms where you can always get your items at a very discount, especially at this period. But now that even at this period, I'm sure you would still get those discounts.
They are everywhere. And already we're running out of time, so let's just take the last point, and it has to do with undertaking periodic maintenance to avoid higher bills at a later stage. Now, the truth is, what you neglect now will ask for your attention at a later stage. Now, financial prudent individuals never neglect periodic maintenance requirements as and when they arise. Now, when I say periodic maintenance, I'm talking about your water bill. I'm talking about your NEPA bill, light bill. And those people will say, I will not pay it now, later. And I know quite a number of people who are currently in that stage whereby they have bills that have racked up to millions. And that's a big deal. It's something that you could have decided to have paid 20,000 naira as of 4 years ago, but you felt like, come on, it's the festive season. Let me spend the money on this now. And it comes up, 80k. Oh, I can say I have a job. You lose that job. I don't have a job.
Even if you don't have a job,
that's true.
One thing will just crop up.
One thing will just crop up. Some health issue,
and these things also, please, it goes out to parents who have children in schools. Remember, your children will be resuming first or second week of January. So if you're spending, just be careful.
Yeah, try so hard not to rack up those bills. If you are owing, find a way and pay back immediately, because man, you don't want to be stuck in that position whereby you could have handled it previously, years ago, but now it's coming back to haunt you. And
you say money go come.
Money go come. Later you say it's your village people that are doing you. This world does not like you. You don't know how to use money. Meanwhile, it was your fault. It was all your fault. I hope with this full few points of ours, we've actually been able, to convince you and not to confuse you that you should spend money responsibly. But let's go back. Let's run through what exactly we told you over the course of the program. Basically, we're just giving our points today. Number one, we said you should create a monthly budget. Try to live within your means. Number two, we told you, make decisions buying on the value you get. And we told you, the next thing we told you was avoid impulse purchase. Don't indulge in impulse buying or try to curb extravagant habits as much as possible. Compare products. If it's 1,200 here, like, okay, fine, excuse me, let me go and check something. Enter the next place. Who knows? It could be 900, it could be 1,100. So don't feel small because you've told you, nobody's forcing you to pay. You can walk out from any supermarket as long as you're not stealing any products. If you are stealing, they will catch you. Another one we said was take advantage of festive offers / seasonal discounts. I mean, there are a lot of stores, shops, both online, offline. You're just next door. You could just walk in, and who knows, you might be having some Christmas discounts on prices. You jump on those prices. Most of the things now that I know that are cheap currently, Christmas tree is expensive now because people are rushing it. Cutleries, plates, these little things, kitchen utensils are very cheap this period, so you can run and get yourself one. And lastly, we said undertake periodic maintenance to avoid higher bills at a later stage. And I'm breaking it down, bringing it back here to us in Nigeria. So those water bills, those light bills, those internet subscriptions, you don't want them piling up. So you want to handle them now so that they don't come to haunt you at a later stage. And the truth is, these things begin to pile up because these people that are supplying you essential services, they are not stupid. They have a list of guy, you never pay, you know pay 2 years ago, so now you don't reach 7 million. And you're asking yourself how, because you were not keeping track of what you should have done a long time ago. Simeon also told you that there are a lot of things you can do this Christmas season. You could plan events, you could DJ, if you have a talent, show it out to the world and get money for it. You cannot be spending money without having plans of making your money back. And Cyril said something about don't spend money to impress anybody. If you must spend money because you have a need and you want to tackle immediately. Don't spend foolishly. Try to prioritize on what's more important. You're trying to pay your school fees, but at some point you decide to buy Bone Straight. You understand? I don't think there's any way you're going to be able to pay your school fees if you decide to start buying like that.
For mama.
You want to pay your school fees. Since I've heard people say since school has not resumed, let me buy this phone now, and we make the money back. Or you could have just saved and double save. Sometimes double save. You keep store and save. So you keep your money for your school fees and then save up to buying a phone. It's different. You have a target. You have created a target. You've kept your money. So you found out that you're not really spending anything. You're just storing money. You're just saving money, in order to purchase something you really want. So don't take out. Save. Don't take out from what you have. I say, let me, I will replace it back, because once you find yourself in that position, whoa, bro, you cannot come out. You can't come out. Exactly. So I really do hope, we've been able to, help you this festive season, especially the men, so you could save your money. This ladies, they will not make work.
The pressure is always on the men.
The pressure is always on the pressure is on the men.
If you buy Bone Straight now, remember there is next year another hair will come out.
Another hair will come out for everybody that is buying Bone Straight now.
Could even fade out before the end of the
year.
Thank
you.
Just like our iPhones.
I'm not trying to attack anybody that is buying Bone Straights out there.
If you have the money, buy.
If you have the money, buy. If you cannot afford it, tell the girl auntie I cannot afford it.
Auntie should understand.
And you too, auntie, please understand.
I'm trying to understand.
Are you not to understand?
But you
try. She's a most that you must understand.
But most people, most ladies will pressure you that I want this and I cannot get to my brother.
Leave that lady.
Just run away. Just leave her alone.
Really, just leave that girl.
Just tell her I'm done. I'm done. Bone straight. The road is straight. I'm leaving.
Just bone
and go straight. Don't be under pressure. I saw a friend of mine. She had this video on her status. She's like, bone straight, and there was iPhone by the side, and she was so happy and she was excited. And I'm looking at the hair. I'm like, so what is really so spectacular about the bone straight? And I had to ask a lady, and she said it was just hair that's straight. I don't know how she explained it to me, but me looking at the bone straight from a picture, and I have happened to feel it. I don't know, maybe because I'm a man, but there was actually nothing so awesome.
Because I have talked to one, and I'm not seeing any difference between bone straight hair and the other hair.
And the other hairs, because if I should carry, I don't know what the girls call it. If I should straighten a hair and it looks so straight, you probably would think it's bone straight. So I don't know what exactly is bone straight. And you hear it's going for 150,000, 200,000. Auntie, what is that?
Only women see these things. So
only women see these things, So, man, please don't let anybody to pressure you. If you don't have the money, say it, or you help her save towards it. Okay, fine. I cannot give you bone straight too, but take this 20k and start saving it for your bone straight. It's a nice. If she doesn't appreciate it, then
let your money.
Let her go and buy her hair.
Or platinum again.
I don't know what to say. I don't know how to attack that. Well, thank you so much for those who called and those who contributed. I don't know what's up with the phone lines. We had a couple of calls we couldn't pick up, but if you tried reaching us, well, we apologize. Unfortunately, the men's chat room has come to an end today. But before we leave, Cyril, Simeon, any final words?
Just like we said from the very beginning, let's learn to be prudent in the general sense. Christmas will always come and festive periods will always come.
Yeah.
I always believe in I see every day as a day to perhaps enjoy, to make money and also spend money. So we don't wait to a certain period where you want to make so much money, except like when we have a target and we are planning for something. But like I said, the festive season will always come and it will always go. Let's not try to put too much pressure on ourselves. See how we can make more money during this period and spend less, because when your expenditure is not commensurate with your income, then there's a problem somewhere. And remember, I always say January is 360, another 365 days, so you have to wait till the end of the month. So let's learn to be financially prudent in our spending this period. Don't let the pressure get to you. If you don't have, you can rest. You can always make money. Don't let the pressure get to you.
Okay, sir.
All right. Simeon has actually said everything, but let me just add this. Like he said, 3 months is another 365 days in just 1 month. Yeah. Please be careful the way you're spending this period. I'm not saying everybody is actually earning December or having something to do that is giving them money back this December. But if you have nothing doing that is giving you money back, please be careful the way you spend. Okay, you must not spend 50K for Christmas. You can at least spend 20 and keep 30 for January. Please, that's actually all I have to say. No plenty words.
But you know what the bank reminds me of this period?
What?
It reminds me that I have to be very careful, because if I go there, a lot of people will be on the queue. So let me just manage myself. Do you understand? I will just
actually I did that.
Let me know how I spend money, because if I get into the queue already, because nobody wants to even do all this POS point at this point. You know? So you have to let's just be prudent. Simple.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Well, my final words will be, yes, take advantage of the festive season. Make money, make more money as much as you can. I'm not saying you shouldn't spend, but spend wisely. Get the things that are important to you, your daily necessities. Make a list, prioritize, pick up the things that are very important to you, probably things that you can make more money from. So there's nothing as sweet as investing on things that you can gain from later, so you don't go broke. Well, that's all we have to give to you. Yes, tips on how to be financially prudent and how to stay afloat this festive season. Well, till we come your way, same radio station next week. Yes, remember that the men's chat room comes your way every Saturday from 6 till 7 p.m. So keep it locked with us. It's to the original 4.9 FM. I believe in you with this song from Chike. If you know love me, yo, make you new talk, say you love me. It's a remix featuring Miyoko. If you know love me.
And good afternoon, Owerri.
Happy Sunday and good afternoon, Owerri. And we have another man, our social media influencer in the building, Cyril, aka C Lyrics. What's up, Cyril?
Hello, Owerri. Hello.
Hello.
Badman Stunner.
Badman Stunner. And they say save the best for last, and that's why we kept the lady at the back. There's no gender equality here. I'm just joking. Yes, we have Obianu Ju Apollo in the studio with us. Hello, Obianu Ju.
Hello, Owerri. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so today we'll be talking about Nollywood movies, okay? And we're going to be looking at the fact that, the movie industry has shifted from the hands of the Igbos and it has gone into the hands of the Yorubas. Now, I'm not trying to be tribalistic in any way, but all I'm trying to say is that I don't know if we are not doing much to put ourselves, on the forefront of, the Nollywood scene. I mean, they've taken over music. I mean, we used to have our P squares, and not that we had much Igbos, but it's not like it was dominated by the Yorubas. But if I could mention some names, I'd mention the upcoming artists, to be precise. We have Bella Shmurda, we have Check, who's even signed to Penthouse, which everybody thought was an Igbo record label. We have Fireboy DML. The only US person that may say he reps from the southeast is Omale. But all your Zlatan Ibile, all these people in Mali, these new names all happen to come from the west. I don't think we have any sensation from the east currently. I can't even mention X-Buster because I don't know where he went to. It was on the line to success and something happened in the process. Yes, talking about movies, yes, the Westerners have taken, when I say the Westerners, I mean, the Yorubas, the Ogun, the Lori, the Badon. Most of your current movie directors and producers happen to come from there. And now we want to beg the question, how? Where did we go wrong?
How did we get here?
That is the question we are asking today. I mean, if you're looking at the list, you know, there are so many Yoruba names. Where are the best? You know, I don't know if you guys remember and the best.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and the Desmond Elliot isn't really. Is it Desmond Elliot Yoruba?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's Yoruba,
Yoruba.
exactly. So
From
Elliot
Lagos.
Yeah.
has been there, and he's still
From
there.
Lagos.
He's still there till date. So we have people from Lagos. That's nice. And yes, we have a gentleman who stepped into the studio and he's acting like he doesn't know what is going on. But I'll introduce him later because he doesn't really know what is going on. But we're looking at the, I want to say, notable Nigerian film directors. I might be mentioning some names. Tony Abraham, Adekunle. Why did you rap in this studio? Adekunle, Funke Akindele, Kunle Afulayo, you know, Kemi
Wale
Adetiba,
Adenuga.
Wale. Are we really mentioning Wale
Toyin
Adenuga?
Ibrahim.
And then you're going through this list and you're seeing that's Afro Candy. You're seeing very few Igbo names on this list, and we beg to ask the question, what are we doing? And when you're talking about new names in the movie industry, we don't even have
So much of
Igbos.
names.
Then we had Genevieve Inaji. We had what's my name to cry too much. She's always crying.
Vita Idochi.
Eukarya.
I think
and
no,
Blessed.
No, Ikora is the witches and wizard person.
No, he's Patient Ozokwo.
No, there's one that used to do witches and wizard very well. I don't know if you guys can remember.
That's Patient Ozokwo.
That's Patient Ozokwo now.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
That's Patient Ozokwo.
You guys, that's not Patience.
The one who cries a lot.
Forget the fact that Rema said that they do like Patience. There's a Eukarya that he likes to do.
Eukarya Anunobi.
yeah.
Eukarya Anunobi.
No,
that
she
one.
she loves crying. The family,
Crying.
you know.
Are you sure?
No, she
No,
was more about
Eukarya
the
Anunobi
whole
is one of the
high class thing.
high class lady. Eukarya
Yeah, she's just like
Anunobi.
always the society vibe.
Yes,
So
she's
you
a
know,
society
a lot of movies have come up. You know, Wedding Party 1, Wedding Party 2, which made over 400 million naira. You know, just dropping, and you have Kwam's Money, and in fact, the entire list of 2020 movies is filled with people from the West. Like I said, we're not trying to be tribalistic. We're just asking the question, where did we go wrong, or how did it happen? Chief Daddy, Omogeto, Sugar Rush, King of Boys, Merry Men 2, Your Excellency, a trip to Jamaica was actually done by... Really? Okay,
No,
Robert Peters. I
yeah.
almost said Funke Akindele. So that's the question we're asking today. And what can we do to, you know, put our Igbo brothers, you know, on the light again, you know, so that they can do more, so we can see them more on our screens. But first of all, I'm going to be asking somebody here with me in the studio. I'm going to be starting with Darlington. Darlington, what's up? Where did we go wrong?
Firstly, I don't really want to admit we went wrong.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know, as a people, we choose what business we want to do. The truth is that the business of entertainment, really, at the beginning of it all, was all about entertainment and having fun here in the Southeast. But if you check out the growth of our music industry and our movie industry, you will see how fast the music grew.
Yeah.
Because music has always been majorly in the West. Even people who are from the East who wanted to become big in music had to buy into the market in the West. You know, Lagos generally provided opportunities for that.
Yeah.
And then this made people who are from the West to actually see the business potentials of entertainment. Actually, they are the ones who started tapping into, they are the ones who introduced us to the concept of entertainment and business of entertainment as two different concepts. All right. So you have people who are actually not entertainers, but then they are willing to invest in the business of entertainment. And then once you keep pumping money into a channel, it's definitely going to grow. But down here in the East, we just kept enjoying our entertainment like that, and we weren't really sponsoring it because probably most people who had money around here would rather, you know, invest in importing something and container. You understand?
Yeah.
So these people kept pumping money and kept making movies that they could even rate, you know, send for Grammy nominations and all of them. Oscar, right? Oscar nominations and all that. Yeah. So they make movies that are quality enough. Here we just produce our movies for fun, you know, and then what we portray in most of the movies that are made in the Southeast here may not be so 21st century, but then it is part of us.
Yes.
Yeah, because someone may say,
people from the West are now making movies that meet up to world standard based on content. Maybe you know in your movies you feature or have scenes that people go abroad, and then you have corporate offices. But then when you come back here, it's more epic.
Yeah,
you know, you see our bushes, and then you see men tied up. Some people feel like this is the reason why Nollywood movies are not going far, but I think it's not true, because when you talk about international audience, most times when they come to Africa, they do not want to be in Lagos. They do not want to be in Abuja. You understand, especially they are tourists. When they come in, they want to go to those rural areas. They want to see those things that are different about Africa that they do not have. So if we actually put money into pushing all of our local funny stuff, onto the world scene, it will go. It will fly. So what is happening here is that people from the West are investing in entertainment and getting their returns, but people in the East have not yet actually taken their time to look into investing.
Okay, before you go on, I'd love to talk about the names that most of us grew up with. When it comes to the Nigerian music industry, movie industry rather. Let's not forget Jim Ike. Let's not forget Osita Ihime, Akian Popo, Chinedu, Ikedeze, Michael Zeroni, John Okafor, Yolo Doche, Nkem Owo, Rita Dominic, Genevieve Naji, Pet Edoche, Patience Ozoko, Iniedo, Ken Eriks, Chidi Mukeme, Kanayo, the ritual guy, Zach Oji, Chika Ike, Ike Obona, these people,
nobody remembers Mona.
Exactly. OCUKJ. All these people are proud Southeasterners or core Eastern people.
Yeah, and they were all we knew about the movie industry growing up, right?
Way back, Stephanie Okereke, we can't forget that. But now it's changed. We have a lot of new names with us in the studio. But first of all, let me welcome my brother. He just stepped in, and the person, and I had to say it, he just stepped in
like 10 minutes ago.
In the person of Somi Harry. But seriously, you've been listening to the conversation. Before I open the phone lines straight up, what do you have to say about this?
Okay, so I think just like Chiboy said,
okay,
so there's entertainment and then there's a business of entertainment. So I think we need to look at this from this other perspective, and that is this. I don't know if you remember back when the whole movie stuff was basically distribution.
Yes.
So you see these producers make these movies in like 3 to 1 week, and then in the opening you hear something like marketed and distributed by. Exactly. Now, if you know the business so well, you will know these movies were distributed mainly by our Igbo brothers at Alaba International Market.
Yes.
Now, as with every other thing business, the people you see in front are usually not those who make the most money. They are usually not those who even put in the most money. So I want to still believe somehow the East is still heavily, then this is for good and for bad. The industry suffered a lot of piracy issues. And I want to believe it's still happening now. Currently, and people that are marketing the movies legally are from the East. A lot of them pirating it, sadly, are still from this part of the world. So I want to believe they are still making a lot of money. Now, what we should be saying is, are these guys going to sit and let innovation pass them by? Who are the owners of the cinemas? Who own the new distribution channels? So today it's easy for someone to shoot a movie and put it on Netflix. So they are easily bypassing these guys, whom I know make a lot of money. Because back then it's like you shoot your movie and you sell to these guys, and then they distribute. So if you sell for ₦1 million and they go on to make 5 million in sales, it's all theirs. So I don't really think there's a problem. I think maybe we've relaxed on discovering new talent, because a lot of the names you call now, the legendary Zach Oji, Omeka AKG Mike, and the rest of them, for some reason they stepped back and we haven't gotten fresh faces as popular as the ones from back.
I don't think they stepped back.
I think
they keyed into the Western project.
Okay, before we get into the arguments deeper, let me open the phone lines. Well, if you want to join the conversation, the number to call is 090-7000-1049. You can as well send us a message using the WhatsApp platform to the very same number, 090-7000-1049, or you can listen to us live on the radio using the website www.therichfmng.com. It's that simple. Just open your search engine, type www.therichfmng.com. You see a very big play icon right there by the side of your screen, or if you're on iOS, it might be below. Click play and you're going to join the conversation. But already we have a call coming in. I don't know if you've gone deep enough for us to be taking calls now, but let's take this call. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, obviously that person isn't there. So yes, that's what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the way the Nollywood power has shifted from, we
from the east
that used to own it. It's facts that we
yeah.
used to own it. Like you said, we used to own the distribution. We had more of the actors. We had more of the producers, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was watching Yoruba movies, I couldn't really compare
yes.
to Igbo movies. I mean, the cinematography, every single thing was perfect. But let's take this call. Hello. Okay, so keep a calls coming in 0907-104. Now, what happened to the Igbo movie industry? I mean, you're watching a particular channel on cable network, and you're seeing the Igbo movies, the core Igbo movies that they try to push out there, and you're seeing really nonsense names like Chidima and the King. From the name already is very discouraging.
Yeah.
And it has this same idea of Thai rapper, bead, village setting, king and prince. It's the same thing, just being republished in other ways. And that's a big problem for me. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling us from, bro?
My name is Ifan. I'm calling from Able Road.
Ifan from Able Road. All right, Ifan, go ahead.
I know you guys didn't call to be my touch about I want to go to the gentleman at the studio there.
The gentleman in the studio. Which of the gentlemen do you want to talk about?
Gentleman in the studio.
Oh, yeah, you have been greeted back, my brother. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we lost that call. Well, call us back. 0907-10049 is the number to call. If you're having network wahala, I'm sorry, you call us back. 0907-10049. Darlington, you were saying something before I cut you off.
Yeah. So I was saying, I don't think most of our veterans from the southeast or from the south really stepped back. Okay. To relax or something. Some of them and most of them actually seeped into the Western project because they saw the potentials and saw how far and wide reaching it was. Because sometimes when you turn on these movies that are produced in the West, some of these, because I could even call it cinema productions, all right? Okay. Because most of the movies that are made in the West now are on the cinemas. Okay, if you have DSTV, if you have DSTV in your house now, you see that there are different African Magic channels. So you have African Magic Igbo, you have African Magic Yoruba, you have Epic, and then you have Showcase. Now you will discover that all the movies that are produced in the Southeast only air on African Magic Igbo, and then they share African Magic Epic with some Yoruba movies that are not really classic production, maybe local Yoruba movies, all right? They share Epic with those movies. But then once you are on Showcase, you're surely watching a Western production, like Western Nigeria production from A to Z. Yes. You understand? And then when you look at these projects, somehow they bring in some artists from which I even want to compliment them for. Because when we used to watch Nollywood when we were small, Neck and Rattlesnake and all those stuff, there were no Yorubas on it. We didn't cast them at all. Not even one. Yeah. You understand? I can remember anyway. There may have been, but I don't remember anyone now. So it wasn't something popular in their modus operandi, all right? Yeah. So, but now they even have some Igbo people staring on those movies. But then you see that the production, the direction, the everything are done by people from the West, which is actually a very new trend.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Not to cut you
short.
I actually wanted to, just like you've been saying, he said about the distribution. From my own little knowledge, I got to find out about this movie industry. The little thing I actually found out about the movie industry is that our own Igbo guys here, they are more interested with the short-term income. Like they just want to do the movie today and have the income coming, the money coming tomorrow. Okay. Why the Westerners? They want to make the movie. They want to waste their time take their time to make the movie and look at the future, what is going to bring for them. Now, if you look at this movie, The Wedding Party, I can tell you today, The Wedding Party is still earning for these guys. Like, he's still bringing in money for them.
Yes.
But our own Asaba, just like you said, Asaba movie, they only sell it once. And once it's sold, and that is it. So that's why these people, they don't really take out their time to make quality movies. Instead, you watch some movies and you see camera rope. You understand?
Exactly,
so
Mike.
many mistakes because they just want to do it as fast as they can and sell it up.
Okay, I have an opinion about that. You know, this boils down to budgets and this boils down to investments.
Okay.
Now, if you are producing a movie on a budget, you do not have many choices than to, cut corners, and get what you can out there. Because if you do not have someone who is willing to sponsor you and actually allow for some time before his return on investment starts coming, then you're definitely okay. I had an encounter that was 2013 or so. I had just won a modeling contest in Lagos. A producer that attended from the southeast that attended the pageant walked up to me and some other guy from Anambra, and he was like, okay, you guys, you're good, and I feel like I could use you for a project. Why not see me in Enugu? Okay, luckily enough, this young man lives in Enugu, though his school's in Anambra, all right? And I was schooling in Enugu too. So I said, once we get into Enugu, I'll stay at your place and then we'll go see this producer before I head to Nsukka, because I was schooling at UNN then. So we went to see this producer, and guess what? He says, I think you guys are good and I think you're going to do good in movies. You have quite the face. But what happens is, there is a way this project goes. So if you want me to stay you in your movie, you have to raise money for us. You have to bring 4 million naira, and we'll use the 4 million naira to pay the star actor that will be in the movie, pay the other actors, for the production, for the feeding, for the location and everything. Okay. And I'm like, yo, you saw me on stage and you felt I had talent, and you invited me all the way from Lagos to Enugu to tell me I need to give you 4 million naira to stay in a movie. All right. This is a mad level of. First thing I want to point out is that I don't want to say he's not I don't want to say he's a bad guy, but I want to point out the circumstances behind him saying those things to us. See, trust me, if he really had enough finances to produce a movie that would feature I and the other guy, he would have really maybe looked at a different way of exploiting us, or probably, you're not going to get a pay, I'm giving you a face in the industry. Because this is what we get in Lagos most times. When you do jobs for people, they'll tell you, you're just upcoming, so we are not going to pay you, we are giving you a face. Maybe by the time you're doing your 4th to 5th job, you could start earning a pay. All right. Now, he didn't say that. He went outright to tell me that, to the both of us, that we needed to contribute 4 million naira, and then they'll use the 4 million naira and look for a script writer who is going to. Now, and I'm thinking, okay, by the time we bring the 4 million naira, you now have somebody whose scope, creative people, I write. So I know creative people, we do not like, if I'm doing a short story, I do not even have a name for the story when I start writing, because I do not want to limit the inspiration that comes as I expand. All right. Now, when you're telling someone who is writing a movie project for you that you need to put in these 2 characters, they must be in the movie, it's quite limiting. And then maybe let's say we are contributing to 2 million naira. Obviously, both of us we do not want anyone's role to outshine the other. There are a lot of things but when you go to the West, no audition will kill you.
Exactly.
You understand? No, this say blow, say you get talent. Let's just keep going at it.
So Mary's about to say something.
I think it's the same everywhere. It's a Nigerian problem.
Okay.
I think it's the same.
It's worse in the Southeast.
I know you're speaking out of experience, perhaps.
Yes.
But I think it's the same thing everywhere. Now, another perspective again.
Okay.
He said, the guys down here, the guys in Asaba, they just want to make the movies and cash out.
Just say the guys down here, they all produce Asaba. Just say,
sometimes they produce away. Just say guys from the south.
Okay, the guys from the south and the east,
from the south.
They just want to cash out quickly.
Yeah.
You get, but then that doesn't mean stuff isn't happening in the east. Like I said, there's a change. If you're looking at how our guys down here can measure up to the guys from the west and from outside the country, it's more about quality. It's more about quality, because you're talking about sending your movies to the Oscars and the rest of those award bodies. So it's more about quality. And when you speak of quality, you're talking about budgets. You need a sizable budget to get good movies done.
In other words, investment, right?
Things are actually happening. But the problem is why the guys in the East, the guys in Asaba are not getting all the balls is because the marketing is not. I mean, the movies that we're talking about, Wedding Party was basically properly marketed and distributed online. There was this big hype around it. Now, I don't know if you guys know Play Network. Shout out to the guys at Play Network. Okay. Shout out to Charles of Play. Yeah. They are remaking a couple of this.
Yeah, bringing
exactly.
It back.
So the first one, which everyone knows, is Living in Bondage.
Yes.
I think if you've seen it, it's okay. I mean, that's something. The production is fabulous.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake is currently in the works. I think they've even shot and because
actually
actually
directed by Ramson Noah.
Okay, so Charles of Play and the guys at Play Networks, they are putting out these movies. A couple of them you're seeing there. Now this is not your typical 1 week Asaba movie that is done, shot, produced, and everything, and it's put out, and then there's a big poster that they print and post everywhere. So that's the quality you get, and it's coming out little by little. Now there's this other guy, like I said, they are the boys at Alaba who make perhaps the most money in the business are the ones that need to change how they look at the business. Now these guys have money.
If you know they have money?
Yes, they do.
I don't think so. I don't think they have. I don't think they can compete.
Let me take this away from the movies a little. Now, if you know how the music industry worked way back, you find out that all these artists did was just make the music and then you sell the album to the guys at Alaba. So Two-Face could make an album and then he meets a marketer and he says 20 million. And the guy says yes, because for him it's about the shows, and the guy buys at 20 million. And if the guy sells 200 million, it doesn't matter to him anymore. Exactly. He has sold the rights completely. That was the same thing. If you know the owner of Rock Studios, Iroko TV, Jason Njoku, which by the way is from the East. Jason is from the East. His wife is the one leading Rock Studios, and she's from the East too. These are guys that are still marketing these movies. I think now she's into production. That's the wife. She's into production. So a bit of that is still coming back down here to the East. So I think it's a matter of, and then again, Lionsheart, Genevieve. Genevieve, which made it to Netflix and the rest of that. So I think the reason why we think the West is dominating is because they are the ones who are seen in front of the screen. And because of that, we think they are making the most money. But believe me, our Eastern brothers know where the money lies. But it's not the guy selling the stuff in the shop. It's the guy that brings the container in from.
I still think one of our major problems is that this quality we are talking about could only be brought by finance and experience.
Wait, first of all, I've been hearing everyone say budget. Now this is it. This is what I've seen most of the movies that come from here. This is what they do. Okay, so you have this script that says they shot the guy or the car exploded. Do you understand? And I think you write scripts too, right? Because way back then on Rich TV, used to do scripts for us. It's possible for you to change a script to suit your current pockets, Abi.
Sure.
Exactly. Now these people want to do everything with 10 naira.
Yes.
That's my issue. Now the car exploded, and you're seeing something that looks like game. I don't understand how to put it. Or you're seeing something like tomato paste.
That's also somebody.
They want to an accident and you just see someone dragging his steering on his
instead of trying to build skyscrapers with your little peanuts cash, with your little pennies, why not try a little bit of maybe let's do what we can do and still make a good movie out of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you sure what you can do is actually going to be good? Because there are sometimes that you actually can't do nothing.
That's the main reason why he's
okay. You know the funny thing about movies.
Okay.
I think all the movies that have grossed over $1 billion are movies that were production intensive. I mean, they relied heavily on CGI.
Okay.
So maybe that's just a recipe for making great movies. I mean, if there were to be a movie right now in Nigeria where you see the Third Mainland Bridge being blown up and it looks realistic, I'm sure that moves surpass Wedding Party and the rest of them.
Obviously. I mean, they had the budget to do that. But what I'm saying is, if you cannot do it, don't even bother doing it.
So you prefer watching Mercy Johnson acting the crazy house girl in the streets?
Funny enough.
Okay.
I won't say the Nigerian producers don't have the money, whether East or West.
Okay.
They all have the money to actually shoot these scripts.
Okay.
But the thing is let me use my own experience as an example.
Okay.
I wrote a script for a producer in Lagos, actually in America, though he just frequents Lagos. So when I submitted the script to him, he was like, the guy, the budget, this, that, I should remove some things, in Nigeria, this thing will not work. And I was okay. I have to now go back to start editing the script to suit his own pocket.
Okay.
Which is actually not cool. Now,
Okay.
I asked a friend of mine, like, is it that it's not possible for us to achieve some things in this country?
Okay.
He said, no, that we cannot. We can. It's just that some people, when they see some of our scripts, they'll be like, the money to materialize, to achieve that
visualize
stuff is not really there. I'm like,
okay, but let's take this call. Hello. Okay, let's call 0907104. Most of you have been calling me. I'm so sorry. I was so engrossed in the conversation. Keep your calls coming. 0907000.
Let's read from the young lady on WhatsApp.
49. But we have a message on WhatsApp. It says, "Beautiful afternoon to all of you in the studio and to the beautiful lady in the studio, Bobby darling. Happy New Year." Your question is interesting. Firstly, our movie industry now is not like what we used to see back then. Secondly, most of our actors and actresses are retiring and have businesses they are involved in and don't have much time in the movie industry anymore, while others are dead. The only improvement we need in the movie industry is that they should employ more youths from the East to enable them make the industry entertaining and inspiring for people to watch, and they should replace the old one with new ones. It doesn't matter whether you are from the East or not. What's important there is the movie industry is improving and entertaining to view and watch. That's my own contribution. Happy New Year. Have a great day ahead. Love Rich FM always. I'm Rachi from Owerri. Now, from what she said here, okay, let me let you get done, Cyril. Because from what she said here, the employing
that's not quite practical.
So that's not quite practical. Yeah. But I don't know if they do. Well, awesome big auditions
the truth
anymore.
Is, there are actually a lot of actors from the Southeast, right? Okay. But they are just not doing the major roles. Yeah, they are just not doing the major roles.
And talk about talent discovery. I don't know. I don't really.
That's a big issue.
That's a big issue.
That's a big issue.
No one is scouting in the East anymore. Like the people who are scouting in the East are actually looking for people who are willing to act.
And that's why we have those same faces.
Yeah.
It's the
only reason faces. Right?
It's the only reason why you want to see a stupid, crazy character and you still end up seeing Mr. Ibu, or you want to see a house girl or somebody that marry rich man
and you're seeing the same face.
You're still seeing Regina Daniels.
There's something she pointed out that we are actually ignoring. Okay. She said they are retiring. She said, our Nollywood movie industry is beyond.
Actresses are retiring
and have businesses they are involved in. Wait, what? Any king who is retiring without a qualified successor is a failure. All right. So how do you spend all of your years giving us premium entertainment, and then it's time for you to hand the baton, and you're retiring? How do you retire and abandon what you know how to do best? All right. Exactly. And these people are some of our problems, because at some point when the West started investing in the movies and everything, it's more like gluttony or something shifted them to go and cut off the cake. This is something they should have been like, come look, I'm not being tribalistic or segregational here, but then you must protect your interests, because charity starts at home, and then whether they accept it or not, Southeast is home. Southeast made them who they are and what they are. We are producing these movies for Nigeria, but everybody knows that Nigeria is a multi-ethnic country. All right, so if as the Yoruba people are portraying some of their characters, because you see, in between all of the tech things, all of the 21st century things they do, you see them also portray some of Yoruba tradition in it. All right, so somehow they should have come back here to say, how do we go to the people who have the resources to actually sponsor some of these things? Trust me, if they had put their time and their energy into meeting people who are, because let me tell you, most of the Nigerian businessmen we know actually are not very, very elitist and educated. All right, so sometimes you need to bring proposals to them and explain it explicitly to them so that they understand what is to gain in it. So if these people had come together with their expertise and experience, and of course nobody who must have grown up in the Southeast wouldn't know one or two or three of them. All right, when you gather and make a team and say, okay, let's go to this person, there's so person, there's that person, and then he has money that we know can be tapped into. You go to him and tell him, see, People from here are making this project. People from here are making this project. People from here are now making this project. We need our own project.
Yes.
And you could actually be the face of that project if you're sponsoring it and you're going to make more money out of it. All right? But nobody is doing that. They are all retiring back to live in Lekki. All right, and then when they retire back to live in Lekki, if there's a Yoruba project that needs their unique character, they just come and call them and say, Auntie Eukaria, there is this, just come and do it. It's just 3 things, and we are giving you 1 million. And then you see them appear.
Yes.
You understand? And you're like, what are you doing there? Like, it's not happening here. Before, Enugu Asaba used to be the hub of entertainment, right? But now, Enugu is not even part of it. I think. All right, it's just Asaba. And if anything happens to Asaba now, it's finished.
I think
you understand? And now we have to beg people. See, whether we like it or not, tribalism is a problem. Nepotism. Okay, let's leave tribalism. Let's talk about nepotism.
Okay,
right?
so listen, calm down. Let us take this call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Naked.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Anyway, my name is Alex.
Okay, Alex.
And, I think the problem with the Easterners in this industry is not just about finance. I know, like, it has to do with finance, but it's not just about that. You get me?
Yeah.
I know people that do, like, there are some movies that you see in the cinema that get these awards that are not multi-million naira movies. You get me?
Yeah.
There are some very good movies out there. But the thing you need to know is that we are not really the ones watching this movie. The people watching this movie, making this movie, multi-million dollar movies, are in Lagos. Lagos is the market. That's where they sell these movies. That's where the cinemas are. You get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, so we cannot be selling. They cannot go to their home because see, the truth is Lagos is their home. It's not ours. If we really want to make this industry ours, we have to move it. If you are not moving it, then forget it. You can't go to the Premier League and expect all Brazilian players. It's not happening. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
So they're not ready to move it. Then it's not.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Okay, so Darlington, you.
I just couldn't get myself to agree.
I won't even agree.
I don't agree. Because let me tell you something. I think in the Southeast here we watch a whole lot of movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
we visit the cinema. See what happens.
See, this is the truth. Most of the people here, especially in Imo State, do not even go to the cinemas to watch them foreign movies.
No.
They actually go to the
to watch Nigerian
movies.
Yes. So now, and then we aren't even talking about the audience now. We are talking about the casts of the movies. All right. We are talking about how people from the Southeast no longer even feature prominently in production, in direction, in acting, in movies. You understand? We are not talking about who is watching the movie and who is not watching the movie. Because since Yoruba people started producing the Yoruba films and everything that they are producing, we in the Southeast here, we are watching it. It's grossing on our own cinemas here. You understand? So that's not the problem. And like I was saying before, there is nepotism. There is You understand? True. So now, if you have to go from the Southeast to the West to get auditioned by someone who is a Westerner, there's always a chance, even if the person isn't nepotistic at heart, there's always a chance that he will be more relatable to a character of someone who is from the same tribe as he is. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. The only time you're going to be picked out is when there is a special case, probably in the twist in the movie or something. There was a place where they needed someone from the Southeast. Just like some of the movies you watch, all the gate men in Nigerian movies now are from Akwa Ibom.
Of course.
Yeah, because they need to make the character a bit funny. So Akwa Ibom people now, once you're turning up at an audition, just be careful about the accent. Once the accent shows up, now Gateman you be.
Gateman.
You now Gateman you go get for the project. But you could be better than that. All right. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I'm even glad that they are actually carrying some Southeasterners and Southerners along. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? All these people experience. Kudos to Ramsey Noah, like he's doing a lot. Yeah. Right? And most times when you see his headliners, man, we are glad. You know, you see people like Kene, Jide Kene, and then what's the name of this other guy on Rattlesnake now? No, it's not Blossom. No, but he's actually using this remake of This remake of Nollywood old Nollywood movies that were made in the East, he's still headlining them with people from the East. Kudos to him.
Yep.
All right. But then we need to own a project. We need to be able to compete. Imagine what's her name? Kemi, Auntie Kemi, right? Sitting on the board of Oscars, right? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because I know there's a board of one foreign movie ratification body that she sits on, you understand, to ratify movies. And I'm like, why won't Yoruba movies be grossing? Why won't people want to buy into her project? The Amaki Igwe we had, may God rest her soul. You understand? That she was the only one who was able to battle and stay relevant from the Southeast as a producer. Others now.
Okay, so we have a message here. It says, "Good afternoon, Richard from Tucci from Iberi. The problem is that we have a generation X in the industry from the East and lack of continuity. Greedy producers based on sharing formula and exploitation of the younger.
This happens in both places. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. It's not particular about the Southeast.
Tell me one new movie sensation from the Southeast.
And that's the problem. That's basically the problem.
None.
Yeah, we actually pointed out the scouting issues recently, and that was what I was talking about when I talked about nepotism. If you're going from here to the West to audition for movies that are being produced by people who relate more to the Western story, there's going to be an issue.
I don't think, I want to believe, that's why I said I want to believe nepotism may not really be the problem, because I mean, when it comes to creative projects, the person that is most creative should shine through.
Okay, let me put you through a process.
Okay.
You are Somiari.
Okay.
All right. Somiari, if you wake up tomorrow and discover that by some politicking and by one sudden grace you are president of Nigeria, who is going to be your minister of finance?
Okay, see.
Wait, no. I need you to be answering. It's going to definitely.
It's going to be the most qualified. No. It's going to be the most qualified.
It will keep going around you. How do you know most qualified?
Do you know why I said it? And that's why I said it's supposed to be that way. Okay. Now, if Darlington, you have a movie to cast,
of course,
and you have myself and Bobby James,
okay,
you know, auditioning for the role, and you know deep in your soul that putting Bobby on the screen is going to, you know, make your movie go way bigger than I could ever make it be. Would you pick me because I'm from your side?
That's even one of the problem.
So I want to
that's
believe,
one of the problem, because we have to start picking the second person to know the potential in the second person.
I still want to believe if we're saying there's a lack, there's a lack of new talent in the industry right now. It simply means
no. There's no lack of talent, right? From the East.
If you're complaining that people are making movies and being nepotistic or whatever the word is, then I think people from here should make their own movies and cast their own characters.
They are doing that, but they're doing it on a budget.
Which brings me back to the point of a lot of these people that actually, you know, became veterans in the industry, they retired and they just left.
Yes.
I mean, what happened to Zach? What happened to
he's there.
What happened to Jim Ike?
You get
these guys are not even producing.
Nothing.
They're not doing that.
Now you're not producing, right? You're not producing, right? You're not producing, but you will be a better scout for talent.
Yes.
They're not even scouting.
So I think that's
they're not doing nothing. They're not even bringing their resources.
That's for the lack of new talent. And then the fact that people see, if you drag your feet long enough, you're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
New distribution. If I were to pitch a movie to anybody, because like I said before, people that bankroll most of these things are not usually those you see, even with politics in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So
that's the business.
If I were to pitch a new movie to somebody, I'll simply tell them, before now, you make movies and you sell it off, and then you take your money, and then the distributor deals with if it flops.
But now you're not interested in anybody distributing for you.
And then you cash out from the opening week from box office. If the movie is good enough to go to the cinema, you cash out from the box office initially, and then you put these movies up on streaming platforms. There's Rock TV, there's Netflix. There are a lot of them. So you put these movies there, and it keeps paying forever. It keeps paying forever. If I had to pitch a movie to anybody, I would tell them, this script is really good. The cast we're bringing on, they're very good. So bankroll us, and then you're going to get this amount of this is what you're expecting as initial returns on investment, and then going forward, you keep getting this, percentage as royalties.
Exactly.
Shoot your own movies, cast your own characters, put your own money there. And let me say this here now. Now, we're not being tribalistic here, but you see this problem of the Westerners dominating industry. Let me say the entertainment industry, it's everywhere. I mean, everybody now has to put Yoruba in their songs for them to blow.
Exactly.
I don't know how we got there. But now, Rivers State, my brother. I don't know how. And I feel the reason why he's that big is the fact that he can actually use Yoruba very well in his music.
Yes.
So I feel like Darlington said, we need to, at the end of the day, what makes the story interesting is when it's unique. We need to come down to what makes it unique. I listen to Fino anytime, any day, and I'm like, this is somebody, you know.
Relatable.
You know,
Zorro,
you connect to what they are
flavor.
saying.
Yeah.
So make the content and people will buy into it. And then maybe on a very good day, we'll talk about colorism in Nollywood. If you're not fair, you're not going far.
Exactly.
But that's let's talk about talent for today.
Very unfortunate for people like me. And
But how come we didn't propose solutions? Did we?
That's what I just spent the last 5 minutes
that's
saying.
what he just said.
Well, my what I think majorly is that our veterans need to come back and get people to invest in our talent here. We need to start making those blockbuster movies here.
And hype is very important.
And use the location.
Yeah, because there are a lot of nice locations here.
Yes.
Living in Bondage was shot in a way.
Yes.
The storyline was still Eastern. The whole ritual of
For
this,
real,
that,
it's in a way.
Yes. You never see control.
Falaklunan is there.
You know where? The church, that church in the
Falaklunan. That's the name of the church, whatever, Catholic church.
And it was beautiful.
And when you make your movies, hype.
No,
It's
and
nice
then
to
there's
see.
something I want to point out also. I don't think epic movies are wrong either. Epic movies could actually. There's this movie I watched.
Have an awesome story. That is the thing.
The
And an authentic storyline.
Yes,
Now you see,
storylines
there's this thing
also.
about this whole voodoo stuff they're doing on Nollywood movies. It's not bad. The reason I say it's not bad is because I mean, watch horror movies on Hollywood, and then you hear them do the whole voodoo and stuff, and they make it look like it's
real.
It's interesting, you know, a haunted house and stuff, ghost and all of that. It's just packaging.
We all watched
So if
Harry
you're going to
Potter,
do the-
exactly.
Yes.
I watched Merlin.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
yeah, everybody was now casting spells and stuff.
So if you're going to do those movies, make sure at least
we do it right. Yeah,
Do it
authentic.
right.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to disappear well.
I mean, how come no one has made a nice movie for Bush Baby?
Exactly.
Or Lady Koi Koi or
Thank
Slick
you.
Pai Pai.
But these are actually
things that,
African, Nigerian.
and let's not forget.
stories.
And let's not forget. Nollywood is our biggest export. The market is not in Lagos. The market is not in Nigeria. The market is outside Nigeria. I mean, Nigerians love Indian movies right now. And if you watch those movies, you find out that what they actually put through is their talent.
Yeah.
A lot of the times. And our women are hooked on Z-World and the rest of them. So if you're making those movies, the target market is outside the country. Nigerians outside the country, foreigners outside the country, trying to know what
Let me mention something. Yeah, exactly what you said last. You know, having been watching all of the Indian movies and stuff, I was actually beginning to believe that India was one first world country, like very developed and all of that. But that was just what they were portraying, bro.
Same thing with Hollywood.
My guys got to India and they're like,
wow.
no. In fact, most of those ladies you see cast on Indian movies are actually closer to Bangladesh, not really India. Indians.
And then it seems like every house has a mansion.
Okay, there is something,
and then family house
there is
and stuff.
something I saw on social media.
India's mobile.
Somebody was like, when if you had watched the riots that happened in US, so they were like, Capitol, the way American the way America is looking. When you watch American movies, you see all those beautiful things. But what they were like, when I saw Capitol was not actually showing what it is like. So someone was like, I'm not going to watch American movie anymore. No, I'm just trying to say this is what someone says. But even if maybe we could do something.
You know, I just typed.
Let's just bring more quality to what we are doing.
Quality.
I just typed and the best on YouTube. What I'm seeing is so discouraged. but no shades strength anybody. I mean, at the best, please do a good work. We're already running out of time. I don't know if would you still you guys want to say anything before we leave?
They are too upset.
Okay, they are too upset about the whole show. Well, they've said it all. I don't know what other things I can say again. The veterans, please do us a favor, come back, use our location.
Yeah, drag your asses down here.
If you want to give an Igbo storyline, give an Igbo storyline.
An authentic Igbo storyline.
And exactly, I've noticed Yorubas are very proud of their language. They use it even with English. You see a movie that's supposed to be English and they throw you to Yoruba inside. You know, they rap it even me. Well,
can I say we need to be? Can I say we need to be more of our brothers' keepers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need to be more interested in our welfare.
And we to the audience, let's learn to appreciate our own work too, and go out there and watch these movies. Already watch them. As long as the movie is, you must watch it. That's fact. So to every single person that called, I missed a lot of calls today. Thanks to Darlington, he didn't let me pick up.
Oh no!
So I apologize, but we'll be back next week, and hopefully we'll have another awesome content. Today we didn't really argue. It was a general opinion. We agreed. But next week we're going to bring that topic that, it's crossfire. We really crossfire in the studio. We have a fair service close by. That's why we have Uju here to quench the fire. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Up next will be awesome music on the Rich 104.9 FM. Have yourself a beautiful Sunday afternoon.